What is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my Blu-ray DVD collection for 2020 and the family section. So yeah, I basically consider family films as movies about kids or for kids, or just basically movies I grew up watching that have a very fond place in my heart. So it actually starts over here. So first we have Adventures in Babysitting from 1987. Absolutely loved this film growing up. Elizabeth Shue, Keith Coogan, Anthony Rapp. Yeah, fantastic fun. It was also my first introduction to the character of Thor. Of course, the little girl is in love with Thor, and she's wearing her helmet throughout the crazy night on the streets of Chicago. Alright, up next we have the Brat Patrol from 1986. This is a Disney TV movie with Sean Astin. I loved it as a kid. Unfortunately, this is the only copy I could get. It's sort of a poorly transferred, taped off TV or something like that. So if there is a actually official DVD release, I would love to get that version, because I remember watching that a lot when I was growing up. Alright, moving on down. Up next we have Babe, widescreen special edition from 1995. Yeah, terrific film. I don't have the sequel, Babe, Pig in the City. Up next we have the Back to the Future trilogy, of course. 1985, the first one, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Fantastic film. Of course, Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly. He was my idea of what it was like to be an American kid in the 80s. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd, Leia Thompson, Crispin Glover, just fantastic. Back to the Future 2 from 1989 and Back to the Future 3 from 1990. I enjoyed the second sequel quite a bit. The third one, not as much. Alright, up next we have Batteries Not Included from 1987. Yeah, interesting film. I remember it, just the little flying machines and this sort of trying to save this building of some sort. Interesting film from what I remember. Up next we have Billy Elliot from 2000. Yeah, really good film. Great performance by Jamie Bell. Julie Walters, terrific. Really nice film. Directed by Stephen Daldry. Up next we have BMX Bandits from 1983. Of course, the first feature film featuring Nicole Kidman. Loved this movie as a kid. It was my idea of what Australia was like. I had a BMX bike when I was a kid. I just absolutely love this film, especially the chase by the bad guys and the three kids on their bikes. Just a fantastic film. I absolutely love that movie. Up next we have Bridge to Terabithia from 2007. Yeah, wonderful film. Anna Sophia Robb and Josh Hutcherson. Yeah, beautiful movie about friendship and imagination. It was poorly marketed as like a sort of fantasy film, but it's really quite an emotional movie and just a great film, actually. Up next we have The Cat in the Hat. Mike Myers, of course. Dr. Seuss story with Dakota Fanning from, I think, like 2003 this came out. Not great, but I still enjoy Mike Myers. Similar to that, we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 2005 with Johnny Depp, of course. Anna Sophia Robb in this as well. Yeah, directed by Tim Burton. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Of course, Willy Wonka remake is a classic. Up next, we have Christopher Robin from 2018 with Ewan McGregor. Yeah, when I talked about Goodbye, Christopher Robin, I like that movie more than this one. But yeah, I have a great affection for Winnie the Pooh and that whole story. Up next, we have E.T., the Extraterrestrial, of course, one of the greatest films by Steven Spielberg from 1982. 2-disc limited collector's edition. This is one of the few films I I went to see in theaters when it got re-released in 2002. Even with the changes with the like the guns to I guess walkie-talkies or whatever it was with the guards and stuff. But yeah, still a wonderful film. Up next we have Enchanted from 2007 with Amy Adams. Yeah, really wonderful film. It was my first introduction to her as an actress. Yeah, she's just really great in that. Fun movie. Up next we have Explorers from 1985, another wonderful kids sci-fi adventure movie from the 80s. River Phoenix and Ethan Hawke became a lot bigger stars than the main character. I don't remember his name, but yeah, wonderful film. Absolutely loved Explorers. On a similar vein, we have Flight of the Navigator from 1986, another great Disney sci-fi kids adventure film. Really enjoyed that one as well. Yeah, I rewatched a lot of these when I got them, especially the stuff from the 80s. Next we have Flipped from 2011, I think. Directed by Rob Reiner. Much like Stand By Me, it's a great coming-of-age film. Caitlin Dever's in it. I really like her. She was in The Last Man Standing, or just Last Man Standing, the Tim Allen TV sitcom. I liked her in that, and yeah, she's good in this. Yeah, really sweet film, this. Up next, we have Goonies. The Goonies, of course, from 1985. Richard Donner film, absolute classic. The ideal kids adventure movie with Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, Kerry Green, Corey Feldman, Short Round, Ke Kwan's in it. Of course, you got the Fratelli family with Robert Davi and Joey Pantoliano. Just a fantastic film. A little dusty there, you can see on the top, but oh well. Alright, up next we have Goosebumps on Blu-ray from 2014 with Jack Black. Yeah, based on the R.L. Stine novelist. Yeah, fun movie about all his characters coming to life. I really enjoyed it. And I also got the sequel, Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween from 2018. Not as good as the first one, but still pretty fun. Alright guys, moving on. Up next we have Gremlins from 1984. Fantastic movie. Directed by Joe Dante, of course. Absolutely loved the first Gremlins film. And I also got the sequel, Gremlins 2, the new batch from 1990. Up next we have Harry and the Hendersons from 1987. Wonderful movie with John Lithgow, of course, about Bigfoot. Yeah, when he shoos him away at the end of the film and like slaps him, it breaks my heart every time I watch that film. Alright, up next we have the Herbie The Love Bug collection, 4-movie collection, The Love Bug from 1968. Herbie Rides Again, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, which is probably my favorite of the sequels, and Herbie Goes Bananas. I don't have the new Herbie with Lindsay Lohan. I probably should get that to round out that collection. The film was okay, it wasn't great, but... Alright, moving on. Up next we have Honey, I Shrunk the Kids from 1989. Another classic, Rick Moranis, absolutely wonderful. Don't have the sequels to those either. I don't really remember them, to be honest, and I don't think they were that great from what I do remember. Up next we have Hook from 1991, of course, with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman, Julia Roberts, and Bob Hoskins. Yeah, okay as far as the Peter Pan legend goes, but Hook hasn't always been my favorite in that story, but it's an okay film. Up next we have The House with a Clock in Its Walls from 2018. Yeah, another fun Jack Black sort of mystery family comedy. Yeah, Cate Blanchett was fine in that as well. Up next we have Howard the Duck from 1986, special edition. Absolutely love this film, even though it got shit on at the time. Leah Thompson, of course, Jeffrey Jones, fantastic. Yeah, Howard the Duck is still a classic. Up next we have Hugo from 2011. Yeah, great Martin Scorsese film. Set in a Paris train station. Great film about the movies as well, or at least the origins of film. Chloe Grace Moretz, really wonderful in that. Next we have Inner Space from 1987. Fantastic film with Dennis Quaid and Martin Short. Meg Ryan, another great 80s film directed by Joe Dante. He made so many great films in this period, including Gremlins, the first one. Up next we have The Jungle Book from 2016. Yeah, live action remake. Not great, like with a lot of the recent Disney live action remakes of all their animated classics, but still enjoyable. Maybe a little bit better than the recent Lion King, which I probably will be getting as well. Up next we have Kindergarten Cop from 1990, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, okay film. Penelope Ann Miller. Remember watching that when it came out. Up next we have Lassie Come Home from 1943, an old movie with Roddy McDowall and Elizabeth Taylor, young Elizabeth Taylor, Donald Crisp. Ugh. These two are stuck together. So up next we have The Last Mimsy from 2007, I believe, with Abigail Breslin. She's wonderful in this little movie. Yeah, good little sci-fi kids adventure film. I liked it a lot, actually. Up next we have The Last Starfighter from 1984. Yeah, sort of forgotten sci-fi kids film from the 80s with Lance Guest, Dan O'Halloran. Up next we have the classic Mary Poppins, of course, from 1964 with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. 2-disc sets. Wonderful film. Mary Poppins, one of Disney's best films, actually, of all time, to be honest. Also got the Mary Poppins Returns with Emily Blunt from 2018. Wasn't great. Still enjoyed it. Big fan of Emily Blunt. So yeah, it was fine. Up next we have Masters of the Universe from 1987 with Dolph Lundgren, of course, as He-Man, Frank Langella, fantastic as Skeletor, and what otherwise is a very underwhelming adaptation of the classic TV's 80s animated show, Filmation show, which I was a huge fan of when I was a kid. And of course the toys by Mattel. Yeah, I loved He-Man and the whole mythos of He-Man and the toys, everything about it. I'm really looking forward to Kevin Smith's He-Man, or Masters of the Universe Revelations. He's doing a continuation of the original on Netflix, coming out next year, I think. So yeah, I'm a big fan of He-Man, but the actual movie is definitely not great. Alright, up next we have The Muppets from 2011 with Jason Segel and Amy Adams, Chris Cooper, of course, all the Muppets. Loved the Muppets growing up as a kid. The Muppet Babies as well. So yeah, it was fine. And also got the sequel, The Muppets, or just Muppets Most Wanted, from 2014 with Ricky Gervais, Ty Burrell, Tina Fey. Up next we have the Night at the Museum trilogy with Ben Stiller, 2-disc special edition from 2006. Yeah, really enjoyed the first one. I also liked the second one quite a bit. Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian from 2009. Yeah, Amy Adams in this, along with Robin Williams, of course, Owen Wilson. Alright, up next we have a Monkey Mischief DVD. This came with Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. can't get these back in. Ridiculous. And finally we have the third one, Secret of the Tomb from 2014. Yeah, not as good as the first couple, but still pretty enjoyable. Up next we have One of Our Dinosaurs is Missing from 1975. Yeah, British TV film, Disney TV film that I remember watching as a kid with Peter Ustinov and Helen Hayes. I remember liking that film a lot when I was growing up. Up next we have Pete's Dragon from 2016. Yeah, really good live action remake. I liked it a lot with Robert Redford. Really great CGI and some really good looking shots in that film actually. Up next we have Peter Pan from 2003. Yeah, pretty good from what I remember. As far as Peter Pan films go, I liked it a lot. Up next we have Return to Oz from 1985. Yeah, quasi sequel to The Wizard of Oz. Fairuza Balk, I remember from this. Yeah, really, I remember being scared by quite a bit of that film when I was a kid. Interesting movie, that. Up next we have Saving Mr. Banks from 2013 with Emma Thompson and Tom Hanks. Yeah, really wonderful film about Walt Disney, of course. Up next we have Short Circuit from 1986 with Ali Sheedy and Steve Guttenberg. Yeah, I loved this film growing up. Also got the sequel, Short Circuit 2 from 1988. Up next, another wonderful film from 1986, Space Camp with Kate Capshaw, Leah Thompson, Kelly Preston, just passed away recently, very sad. Lee Phoenix, yeah, wonderful film about kids getting launched into space when they visit NASA. Yeah, I really loved that film growing up. Up next we have Speed Racer from 2008. Yeah, not great, but really colorful, really fun. Great visually with Emil Hirsch, Susan Sarandon, John Goodman. I have a replica, die-cast replica of the car from Speed Racer. Something's rattling inside there. I can hear it. Maybe like the, you know, the middle of the DVD case that holds like the disc in place. Those little bits always fall off. So it's probably something like that. Up next we have Stand By Me from 1986, absolute classic, one of my all-time favorite kids films, with yeah, River Phoenix and Will Wheaton, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland, good appearance by John Cusack, great film directed by Rob Reiner, just one of the great coming-of-age films of all time, fantastic song, Stand By Me. Just a brilliant film. Up next we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. I was never a huge Turtles fan, but still pretty decent from what I remember. Yeah, never collected the toys that much, but I did like the original movie. I don't have the sequels to the original one. Also got the live action Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2014. Not too bad. Megan Fox. And I also got the sequel. Comes with some turtle masks. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows from 2016. This will probably be hard to get in with a shape like that. Okay, up next we have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, of course, from 1971. Yeah, Gene Wilder, absolutely fantastic. Far better than the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake. Up next we have The Witches from 1990. Yeah, wonderful, fun film with Angelica Houston, based on the book by Roald Dahl. Directed by Nicholas Roeg. Up next we have The Wizard from 1989. Fred Savage, video game movie. What's her name? Kerry Green, I believe, is in this as well. Christian Slater. Yeah, I remember loving that as a kid, as a young gamer. Not a huge video gamer, per se, but I've played a few over my time. Alright, up next we have The Wizard of Oz, of course, 3-disc collector's edition from 1939. Absolute classic. Just a fantastic film. One of the greatest movies of all time. And last but not least, we have The Yearling from 1946 with Gregory Peck, Jane Wyman. Jeez, I cannot get shit back in there. Knocking stuff over, everything's out of order here. Alright, so that is the family collection.
Bond. James Bond.